Hello, my name is Jacqueline Hernandez, and this is my leadership credo. So the whole point of this assignment was for us to figure out where we fit in the world as leaders, where we want to start building our leadership identity. And there's this really good quote by Rubin, and he says, "Increasingly, we have come to recognize that there is no single prescription for leadership excellence, no one formula that ensures success across contexts and circumstances." And I really love this quote because I think it really not only starts off my presentation in the way I want my credo to go, but I think it's a good quote for everybody who's doing this project or anybody who's trying to develop their leadership credo, that there's no one way to be a leader and to be an excellent leader. It's all about figuring out what way works best for you and how you can attain the most loyal followers. So the first step of this project was to find 5 words that we were going to consider using in our leadership credo. So the first word I picked was ethical, the next openness, loyalty, integrity, and personal growth. And the second step was to develop a map. And this is the draft of my map. As you could see, there are 3 words up top, and those are the 3 words I decided on: personal growth, ethical, and loyalty. Then there's a winding road that kind of starts from the top, and I listed some of the most important memories that I have and the most important events that I can think of that probably led me to where I am today, like birth, graduating from private school, leaving private school, graduating from high school, choosing a college, all things like that. And I kind of just went off of the top of my head, writing down events that I think that were important, not only to me, but to everybody. So it didn't really narrow in on what events I think that were probably the most significant in my life. And then this is my final draft. It's a little more refined. Again, I have the 3 words that I chose: personal growth, loyalty, and ethical. I have the same winding road, but instead I have 4 major events that I think really helped me to get me to where I am today. So the first one is I have a symbol of a cross, and it symbolizes that I went to Catholic school from K to 8th grade, and that's 9 years of my life. It was pretty significant, and it really helped me learn and be able to differentiate the good and bad in life, and having good ethics and morals, and just like ethical code to live by. And it really was significant to building the person that I am today. And the next one is South Brunswick High School, SBHS. That is the high school that I went to after I graduated from private school, and it is a public school. And at that time in my life, it was really hard for me to adjust from private to public, and I was not really sure who I was at the time. But at the end of it, at the end of 4 years, I realized that as long as I'm loyal to who I am as a person and all the ethical things that I learned throughout my life, then I'll be good. I'll never have to doubt who I am. And the next one is a big scarlet R, and that of course is for Rutgers University. That's when I chose to go to school for the next 4 years of my life. Rutgers is a great university, and I'm glad I made that decision, and I really think it impacted everything that I am today. And then the next one isn't really an event, it's just my family, and I just put them because they've been with me through everything. They will be with me through everything, and without them I wouldn't be here right now. So the next quote I really liked was again by Rubin, and he said that the ability to analyze and learn from history is an important capability for leaders in a wide variety of settings. And I think that's really accurate to this project and even accurate to this class. Our ability to learn from other leaders is the way that we'll become good leaders in the future. And I think that's really accurate by Rubin. So again, the 3 final words that I chose were ethical, loyalty, and personal growth. So the reason I chose ethical, I explained it a little more when I was showing you the final draft of my map, But I chose the word ethical because while I was at Catholic school, and this is a picture of my school, they really ingrained in you what ethics is and what being ethical means. And it didn't have to do much with a religion, it was just had to do with being a good person. And there are good people and bad people in life, and there's good and bad in everybody. But the difference between good people and bad people is that good people know their ethics and they follow good ethics. And I think that's the same with good leaders and bad leaders. Good leaders will always be ethical no matter how hard it is, no matter how difficult the decision may be. Bad leaders will ignore that ethical call. And I think that was really significant, and I really wanted that to be a part of my credo that I could follow forever. Another quote I liked, and it's actually by Lojeski, and she says, "Under such tumultuous conditions, people often look to leaders to soothe battered nerves, listen for reassurance, pretending to better days." That's the exact kind of leader that I want to be. That's why I really like this quote by her. I think without a leader that people could turn to in times of trouble, there's no sense in having a leader at all. So the reason I chose loyalty, there's a few reasons why. Some of them are that I want my followers to be loyal to me as a leader forever. I always want to be loyal to who I am. I never want to change just because someone tells me to or times are getting tough. So this video really exemplifies all the reasons why I chose loyalty.
All those great leaders and all those great organizations, everything from Martin Luther King to Apple computers, it doesn't matter. Big companies, small companies, in every single industry. All those that command great loyalty. People. Loyalty is a feeling. Loyalty is a feeling. Human feeling. All those that command loyalty from employees and from customers and from investors. Every single one of them, regardless of their industry, thinks, acts, communicates the exact same way. It's the complete opposite to everybody else. All I did was write it. It's probably the world's simplest idea. Pull up both circles. It's bullseye. Middle, the word why. Center, the word how. The outside. It's this little idea that distinguishes those that survive those 3 years, and more importantly, it's this little idea that is able to inspire people to join you in your pursuit. Every single organization on the planet knows what they do. You know the products you sell and the services you offer. Some organizations know how they do what they do. These are the things that we think make us special or better or stand out from our competition. Not very many organizations understand why they do it. And by why, I don't mean to make a comprehensive result. By why, I don't mean to have an exit strategy. By why, I mean what's your purpose, what's your cause, what's your belief. Why does your organization exist? Why did you get out of bed this morning? Why should anyone? As a result, the way we think, the way we act, the way we communicate is from the outside in. We tell people what we do, we tell them how we do it, we expect some sort of behavior, purchase, support, vote, working hard. But all the inspired leaders, those with the capacity to inspire, every single one of them, regardless of their size, regardless of their industry, thinks, acts, and communicates from the inside out. They all start with why. I use Apple very frequently because they're easy to understand. If Apple were like everyone else, a piece of communication from them would sound like this. We make great computers. Beautifully designed, simple to use, and user-friendly. Buy one? That's normal. Here's our new technology company. We have these features and that features. We're better than our competition in this way. We're simpler and have a better user interface. Choose us. This is normal. Here's our law firm. We have all the best lawyers, we have all the best schools, we have all of our cases. Choose us. This is the norm. With all the inspiring leaders and all the inspiring organizations. This is how Apple acts. Everything we do, they say, We believe in challenging the status quo. We believe in thinking differently. The way we challenge the status quo is by making our products beautifully designed and simple to use. Feels different. You want to join me in this pursuit, not because my computers are better, but because you believe in what I believe.
So, although the preference of what he wanted to get out in that seminar was about business, he really emphasized loyalty and how if leaders present things in a different way that isn't just trying to get people to follow them, people will want to follow them. If they kind of just present the facts and tell them, this is who I am, this is what I do, would you like to follow me? Followers will like that, and they'll eventually follow you. So that is why I like that video, and that's why that exemplifies loyalty to me. And this is another quote by Lejeski, and she says, "But among leaders who have stellar track records shaping successful virtual workforce strategies, we found that building and cultivating the broad communities is an integral factor in sustained growth." And that leads me to my third word, which is personal growth. And this is just a montage of a bunch of pictures of me when I was growing up. There's a picture of me at my junior prom, or when I was a sophomore going to junior prom, my 8th grade graduation from private school, a group of my friends, and all this kinds of stuff. And it really just exemplifies me as a leader. And this is how I grew up, and this is how I got to where I am today. Another quote I really like is, "Despite some popular views that a leaderless business organization can be workable reality, or that somehow newly empowered people will simply figure things out on their own, good leaders remain crucial to organization networks." And I believe that to be 100% true. Everybody needs a leader, whether they're a strong leader that likes to make sure everybody's doing the right thing, or a leader that wants to teach people and wants them to eventually become leaders themselves. Every organization needs a leader. And then another quote Lejeski said was, "Leaders are needed to positively affect change and advancement while overseeing and righting the organization of non-productive behaviors that can quickly become destructive to fiber-based teams." And that brings me back to my map, and that brings me to the conclusion of my project. And I just really want to tie in that this whole project really taught me where I want to go as a leader and how I want to build my credo and build my personality to become a leader in the future. And this project was really beneficial for me because it really got me thinking about how I want my life after college to go, my life in the workforce. Do I want to be just another person in the crowd, or do I want to rise up from the crowd and become a leader? And it really made me think that I want to be different. I want to be a leader. I want to be a good leader. I want to inspire people to follow me. I want to inspire change. And that is all what this credo did for me. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed it.